What's up,
Hello,
YouTube?
and welcome everybody to Chalkcast, episode number 37. We are joined by two very special guests with Nolly and Rise. Rise couldn't get his webcam working, but it's all good. And I'm here with my co-hosts Johnny Boy and CJ. CJ, yeah, we're here, everybody. I know,
We did it.
a little long on the starting suit screen. It's all good though. But we're here, we're live. We're here to talk about Gamers Without Borders, the recent qualifier that happened for the Gamers 8 LAN as well. And I would like to start on the NA side as well. We got 4 teams who ended up qualifying through the gauntlet, through the bracket. We got G2, V1, Koi, and Optic. But it seems to me that there might just be one team missing from there off the top of my head. Just can't quite remember.
Boulevard, of course. You mean Boulevard?
Yeah, I was thinking of Boulevard. That's what
Delta
it was.
Alres EPS, of course.
Yeah, that's the team. And they qualified, yeah. Unfortunate, really. But yeah, those would be our 4 teams representing NA at Gamers 8 as well.
They're like the qualifiers for games that everybody's like panicking, like, oh my goodness, why are Gen G and FaZe not in this qualifier? Where's NRG? Where's Furia? But actually, like some of those have already been like kind of like speculated, and then also like just talked about openly. Someone is saying that Yan was saying that Furia, like people are saying Furia defending champions just got invited, and that FaZe Roll Days was saying that they are invited, and Nolly's right here. So Nolly, what's your news?
I mean, yeah, the top teams from every region is invited. I think that's like standard to say. And like why wouldn't we not play in the qualifier if we haven't been invited? You know, so yeah. We've been invited, so Furia and so NRG. They said they wanted to sit out.
NRG didn't want to play. That was they said that as well, right? They publicized that.
Yeah, Squishy was saying it on his stream.
They said that last year as well. So they didn't want to go.
I mean, there was people saying like, oh, where's Furia? Where's Furia? It's like, guys, put 2 and 2 together. Like they won it last year. Obviously, they're going to get invited. Come on.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't know if it even matters, but I wonder if it like qualifies as an NA invite or like a SAM invite. Like, how would that even work? Or is it just like winner of last year invite?
I think it's just winner of last year invite.
Yeah, I don't think it took an invite away from anyone, but based on like the Wikipedia page at least, it looks like all of the invites are pretty even. Like NA and EU have the same. Then MENA obviously have a few more because it's local. Yeah, the defending champions invite is pretty cool. I don't mind that. That's interesting. It's actually good for NA because Furia are demons in this game, in this format. So yeah, the Gamers Without Borders NA qualifying teams are probably pretty happy that Furia weren't in there. Yeah, Rizzy, you teased Complexity not making it. I couldn't believe it. I thought they were actually, top 2 going into this. Obviously, the tough side of the bracket, but they lost to V1 in Game 5, and then they lost to Koi. They lost to a Fish.
Yeah, I think hit to the Fish. Bracket. I think Koi was probably a pretty big shock, but they did end up grabbing Cosmic, who, I mean, of I think he's no, I don't know if he is right now, but he was number 1 on the leaderboards, the ones leaderboards, like a week ago. I don't know if he still is. I don't know if he's officially on the team. Oh, okay, so I don't know if he's officially on the team or if he was just playing in this tournament or whatever it may be. But they did grab him, and he just played every single ones match, and so he got some clutch wins with that alone. Like he ended up taking the final win versus Raise Bull in like that game 4 to help them qualify.
So I want to give my 2 cents on this. On this subject.
Yeah, go for it.
Because like when I saw them play, I didn't know he was like on the roster. But you gotta give them like the credit. That is like top 10 most smart things of all time to get him like signed up as sub before the like tournament gets announced. Because like last year, right, all mid made it
with Chronic.
With Chronic playing, they won every single ones game. Didn't lose a ones game. Pretty much.
I think they did lose one, but yeah, they were really good. Like Chronic.
I mean, he pretty much won everything. He dominated like everyone, and he got them to the event, and then couldn't go. And then he had Morksy play for them, and they couldn't go.
Yeah, for
so they thought ahead. They were like,
Juicy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Faris Park and Juicy had Moxie playing for them. Yeah. And you think Koi, you're giving them credit?
Yeah, bro.
Bringing him in ahead.
I don't think it should be allowed in the rules, but it is, so you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah,
you got to respect that.
Okay.
But I don't know if he's going to be able to go to the event or not, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to play. Like, he might be able to go, but I don't know if he'll be able to play.
No, I think it's like
then I
different.
don't think it should be in the rules.
I think it's different this time, and apparently, like they are allowing people like subs like that, like Cosmic, to be able to play in the event as well. Like last year, it was different apparently, but this time around, they switched it up. So now Cosmic should be able to play at the LAN event. What I wonder is how they're going to actually set up like the stage. Like, are they just going to have 4 PCs there? Because like usually they do like SSD setups, and they're obviously not going to redo an SSD every single game. So they might just have 4 PCs on the stage.
That's the interesting part, is will they have a 4th PC set up for any teams who request it? Would the other teams want to use it for like their coach or someone? I don't know if that's going to be offered to every team or only teams who ask. But yeah, I think you can't hate the team for, doing what's perfectly allowed in the format. But I don't really think it's, me personally, I prefer, I'm torn because I love seeing the ones players getting their credit. Like, that's huge for Cosmic. He played so well, and that's definitely made a name for himself. So I'm happy for him. But do you guys think that should be allowed? Do you think teams should
sorry,
be allowed
I
to use
just
the
clicked
4th?
on to what was going on here, because I thought he just subbed in for one of the players, but he didn't. They all played the 3s with the regular Koi roster, and then he just played the one. No, that's scummy. Yeah. I'm not about that. That's not on. You're picking the best 3, like team of 3 that plays in the 3s, 2s, and 1s format. You can't just get a guy in to get you a cheap win in the 1v1s and then not play the 3s. He's not on the team. No other team uses the 4th man.
Who thinks he's on the team? I think it's facts.
Now imagine if like an NA team, say like G2, because G2 doesn't have a good ones player, right? They played through this with their roster, but they don't have an amazing ones player like, your typical ones player. Atomic's great, but I don't think he's at that level. So imagine if like G2 is just like, let's just like fly over Moxie, and they just got Moxie and NA to like sign up and play for them. Although they were invited, so they couldn't actually do that. But just the example of like doing something like that, right? Because Optic played for the qualifier. If they didn't have AJ and they're just like, let's just get Moxie, let's have him come over.
I want to jump in though really quickly. Not only like I like this for Cosmic obviously, but I don't know if it should be allowed. I'm open to the idea of it not being allowed next year. But I do want to say, Koi, they thoroughly deserve to qualify. A lot of people are saying they only made it because they got a ones main, but if you look at the actual results, they 3-0'd Axel. They beat them in both 3v3s and a 2v2. Cosmic didn't play in that series. They beat Complexity by winning 3v3 twice and the 1v1. So they straight up beat Complexity. Then they beat Optic once in each game mode, 1s, 2s, and 3s, and they lost one of the 3v3s. And yeah, they did the same thing against G2. They beat them in 1s 2 times, 2s, and 3s, then they lost 2 3v3s. So they won.
Yeah.
They went even. If you remove 1v1s from the equation, they still went even with G2 and positive against everyone else. So it's not like the rest of the team didn't deserve this. They did deserve to qualify. Complexity did not deserve to win that. They lost in 3s to Koi. It's their own fault. So
I don't think anyone's arguing that, but I think like Koi.
Yeah, none of you guys, but yeah, I see some people in chat are like boo, or some people in like chats, not this chat, but chats I've seen are like, this is ridiculous. They've got a ones main, but actually they just won in 3s. So credit to them.
Like the thing is, right? They definitely deserve to make it. The thing, I think, for me, like at the time, I didn't know that he was like the RLCS sub. I didn't know he was on the roster that he could go. My thing is like, for example, right, last season, Morksy and Chronic, if they're playing the qualification match against, let's say it's Razeable, it's the same matchup, or just imagine Cosmic couldn't go to the LAN. He has no pressure on him. And then Razeable has his whole team like needing him to win to make the LAN. If Cosmic loses, he's sitting at home anyway, like in this scenario. Like, so I don't know. I think it should just be the actual roster itself, and it should be whoever's the best roster in every game mode should win. Which is why like I'm happy Furia won it last time.
Because that's what the crew battles format is.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
It's not let's all get a 1v1 sub. Like that just I understand like it's good for his exposure and it's good for, obviously the 1v1 scene, but this isn't about that. It's about who's the best 3v3 team that can accommodate every format. Who's the most versatile 3v3 team, basically, or regular Rocket League team.
Yeah.
You can't just I understand, like they haven't broken the rules. It's completely within the rules, but I don't think it's in the spirit of what a crew battles format is, which is get the best, like who's the best among every format in a team of 3. It's not let's just get a fourth guy in just to and I understand. Look, every team can have a sub. No one uses the subs. There's no 4-man rosters. Like, I know people want to call for 4-man rosters. Nobody uses them. It's purely for jumping for the 1v1, give us a free win. It's just not. T-Back, don't try and say teams have 4-man rosters. It's not a thing. Let's get the best team. Let's see who's the best
wait,
at the crew battle format.
Just to play devil's advocate. Well, actually, one other thing I wanted to mention. So Fusion, the original Fusion, I actually made the call to make it allowed for teams to get a 4th player, a ones main, because we wanted to encourage teams to take part in the first place, and we thought
that's a
lot
bit
of the big
different.
teams are not going to play if it's not allowed to have a ones main, because they just don't want to play ones. They're not going to like this format. But now I think it's different. I think people actually do want to play this format, and teams would probably on average prefer it if no one's allowed a ones main. So I think it's a different. I think now it's different from what it was back then. Then people were like, what is this? What is this crew battles? Yeah, 1v1, yuck. We need a ones main. Now, I think people are like, actually, this is kind of cool. Nice little breath of fresh air.
Also, the prize pool.
Give it a go.
The prize pool would help that.
It's 2 million.
It would
as
just
well.
instantly
Nice.
encourage to be like, okay, I'll play the ones, guys.
But I mean, but based on that, like if there's that much money, surely you'd think every team would have a ones main, because it's got so much money in the line. But not most teams don't. Most teams are just running with their main roster. It kind of proves my point that even with this much money in the line, most teams don't want to get another player. They're like, actually, let's just see if we can get good at ones. Jan Raisbull last year practiced ones for the event, got really good at it. I think if Atomic does that for G2, I think he's got the potential. Like these teams, they're using it as a level up, option rather than a recruitment thing.
Just really quick about that, you say, well, I don't like all these teams to pick up a ones main, but the invited teams are not allowed to pick up a ones main. It was only players through the open qualifier. But if you were invite only, you had to use your full 3s roster.
Right.
I saw
exactly. So there's little like rule band, and let me add to like the 4-man roster. If a team genuinely has a 4-man roster in that this sub or 4th man is playing some 3s matches, like he's actually a part of the roster, then it's fine. He can play the ones. But just purely having a guy only play ones, not doing the 2s and 3s, I don't think that's so
you would rather
this crew battles format.
Imagine if you want to bring in a ones main, he has to at least play one other game in the series. Would you want some kind of stipulation like that?
He's got to be on the team, bro.
I just think like on the if you've got a 4-man roster in the regular RLCS, do you know what I mean? Like you're not just like if that is your 3s team is a 4-man team, then I'm happy with it. Like if that's if your sub isn't just sitting there on the side collecting content and not doing anything, and then randomly showing up for one tournament a year to play one.
It's not unheard of. I'm just saying, like right now, it seems a bit weird because so few teams are doing it. But if every team had a ones main, it would probably be a better product because overall the level of gameplay would be closer and more, skilled. So if every team had a ones main, it's not unheard of. Mickey football, American football's got like offense, defense, and all that. Like we're not saying, what's all it? Where are they all going? Like where are they're gonna just play half the game. They're gonna let the other half of the team play the other half of the game. This is ridiculous. Like they're they've accepted that. They're cool with it. Like having subs and lots of substitutions is fine. So I think it's just right now it's weird because only a few teams do it. But if every team did it, it would probably be a better product. I think maybe in the future that would be a thing. There's enough ones means every team's got one, and now it's sick.
But is that the crew battles format though? Is it just and then everyone else gets in their little guy they've been hiding in the closet for one a tournament a year for the 1v1? Like, is that what the format is, or is it about let's see who's the most versatile team? Like that's crew battles. It's not just like, and we've got a little separate 1v1 tournament on the side where we bring in, we've got him chained to the post over here. We'll unlock him for the 1v1s and then put him back in the corner. Like it's crew. I don't think it feels like then it's a separate 1v1 tournament where you're just adding a random guy in. I want to see who's the best crew battles team.
But I'm saying like right now, I agree with you. I think right now with the way that the Rocket League scene, with the way the teams are, I don't think it makes sense to allow teams to do that. But I think if every team did it, it would probably be a better viewing experience. Because right now, the 1v1s can be absolute blowouts. It could be terrible. But I think it could be if every team had a world-class... Like, there's so many insane ones players right now. It's ridiculous. If every team had at least one really good ones player, I think the content would probably be better. So I think it's not a terrible idea in the future, but right now, maybe not.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So before we switch over to EU a little bit, I know Nolly's been sitting here cooking inside of his mind. I want to hear what his take on the whole thing is. Like, would you rather have the sub come in or anything like that? Do you think it's okay to grab a sub for stuff like that?
It literally doesn't matter to me. I have 2 ones mains, so I couldn't care less.
That is exactly what I needed.
Nah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, I feel like it's fine. Like, other teams knew that certain teams were going to get ones mains, so like they could have done the exact same thing. But like for teams like G2 and Complexity, I guess they just like trusted in themselves to win. But it was just.
I mean, Complexity's Razebill is now like a certified ones. Like,
is he?
He's like not S tier, but I'd put him at A tier. He's very good. He came into last year's Gamers Without Borders as a like complete no name in ones, really surprised everyone, and now he's like proved that okay, he can beat. I mean, he actually has a winning record against Chronic. Not trying to call out your teammate, but I know how good Chronic is. I know how good Chronic is.
Game is 8th, Chronic will shit on Razebill.
Well, Razebill's not qualified, so probably not going to happen.
Exactly. Point proven.
I'm pretty sure that every time they played, Razebill's beaten him. Like, he's very good. Like, I'm just saying, Chronic is brilliant. Razebill's also brilliant. He's a fantastic player, but he lost to Cosmic, who's also phenomenal. Like, Cosmic had one bad game against Atomic. I think that was just nervous performance from him there. Atomic's also pretty good. I think Atomic's potential in ones is very high. But yeah, Cosmic versus Razebill and Cosmic versus AJ was nasty. He was really impressive. I liked what I saw, so well done to him. I
mean, G2 got Mile last year, no?
No, that was for Fusion. That was when I was still on the team. So that was
damn. No, you needed it at that point.
Yeah, prehistoric as well. Way in the past. I didn't even get the chance to play at a Gamer's 8.
I've got a question for you guys though. So V1, everybody's saying V1 are made for this format. Them and Vitality and EU are just the best teams. I think people are forgetting how good Gen G are in this format. I'm not just saying this because Nolly's here, but he says they got ones mains. I think FaZe as well with First Killer. Furia, who are defending champions. They're all in North America right now. I think they're all 4 insanely good at this format. So who do you guys think? Are V1 really the best in this format, or do you guys think it's actually coming out of NA, FaZe, Gen G, or maybe even Furia?
I don't think it's fair to say there's a clear, best in version 1. Like, yes, they're phenomenal players, so like they're gonna be good. But like, yeah, it's not a clear best. And I don't think Vitality are a clear best in NA either. Like, look at KC.
Liquid.
I mean, yeah.
Does Casey have like a solid ones player like that though? Like somebody who grinds? Okay.
Vatira's really good.
I put Itachi over Vatira for ones.
No,
Itachi's very good at ones, I promise.
No, Itachi might be good, but Vatira right now.
Dizzy.
He took Zen to game 7 like a month ago. Like he's ridiculous right now. Vatira's, if he's practicing, Vatira's going to be.
He's not, but he is very good. Vatira is just good at ones.
I just remember being on when I teamed with Itachi, like I'd sit and watch him play ones, and he'd just be beating like a bunch of players. So that's
he is good, but I think Vati could be S tier if you put a little time in.
Oh, for real?
He's insane. Yeah, he's very good at ones. He's going to learn the game very fast because he's got a natural like. He ball chases a lot, which is usually a good place to start in ones because that's the hard part to get right. Most threes players who come into ones, in my experience, play too defensively, like shadowy. Don't challenge enough. Vatira is the opposite. He just goes. So yeah, going to be easy to adapt in my opinion. But that's a good switch to EU actually. So you say KC, Team Liquid have got Atto for ones. Atto maybe Oski. Atto Oski for twos. KC have got a little any good twos team. Any 2 of their players. Who do you guys pick out of Vitality, KC, Team Liquid in crew battles?
I say KC still.
I'd say Vitality.
I'd probably say Vitality too.
I don't think anyone's beaten Zen, to be honest.
I say KC just because like they must have such like overwhelming confidence from the RLCS season.
Yeah.
That maybe it'll transfer into that. But then again, Gamers 8 is a long way away, so
yeah, has to be Vitality. Just because getting a free win is massive. Like,
I don't think it's a free win though. I don't think Zen is a free win against Atto or Vatira. I think it's like 60-40. I don't think it's as one-sided as that.
Well, no, it's definitely not that one-sided. It's ones at the end of the day. You score 5 kickoff goals and then you're chilling. Like, it's ones. Any tiny bit, like I saw Zen today, like he was on the back, like he was playing Jorias, and he was on the backboard, and he just like fell off, and it's instantly a goal. Like he like just fell off the backboard, and it's just a goal. Like anyone can just make a little mistake. Facts.
I'm just saying, last time Zen played Vatira like 2 months ago, it was 2 months, sorry, not 1 month. He won 4-3. When he played Atto, he won 3-1. So, I mean, they were winning games at some point, I reckon. Like Atto, Vati, Oski's also pretty good at one, so maybe you chuck him in, throw him at Zen. I don't think it's as free. It's probably like the strongest match. Yes, I agree with that, but I think at the very top, there's like 10 or so players in the world right now who can realistically trade 1v1 games. And Vatira, if he practices, I think he can be in that 10. Atto, if he practices, I think he can be in that 10 as well. So I'm excited to see it.
I don't want to go back to the original, sub thing, but isn't it exciting when you have like, obviously some players have like one fantastic ones player, but isn't it exciting like last year looking at G2 when they had Mist in there and they're like, Atomic's like, boy, I'm not playing well in the ones, and Mist is like, oh god, guess I'll play. Like it just people trying to fumble, like people, these 3v3 teams where one guy has to try and practice, like who do you throw in? I love seeing that rather than just like, oh, we got that guy. Like, come on then, come on, get up, get in here. 1v1's on, come on. Like, I like seeing just the regular teams just try and find, a little 1v1, seeing these interesting matchups. Obviously, some teams just have a Zen or something, but I like seeing the teams where it's a bit more even in like who could play.
If KV1's, I always forget the South American team names. Is he still in Secret? I can't remember.
Yeah.
So if Secret qualify, then I would say Secret, KC, Genji, FaZe, Furia, Team Liquid, Falcons, Rule 1, V1, and Vitality all have insanely good ones players, like top 15 in the world ones players, which is absurd because that's like a lot.
Falcons?
And even Razier's, Falcons as well.
That's not really upset though. Like
Razier's as well is insane for monkeys. So it's crazy. There's so many. Not every, but most of the top teams have a certified ones player.
I feel like most of the top teams should have that type of player though. No.
Why do you guys think that is? Why not that I disagree, but I want you to elaborate on that.
Just because like if you're literally the best, like the epitome of the game, like no one's higher than you, like you should be able to be the best in ones as well. So I think it shouldn't be too shocking that like there's this many crazy players.
What about you, Rise? What do you think on that take?
I mean, the best three, it's not like threes and ones is like a completely different game. It's still the same. Like you put, I don't know, if you name any top threes player and you put them in ones, they're not going to be like, they won't lose 10-0 to like a low 1400. Like they're still going to hold their own. They're not going to be terrible. Because like in a threes game, you're in a 1v1 like several times a game. Like you're still kind of practicing it in a way. And you get 1v1s as well. So like people know what to do. So like all these people, like they're at the top of the game. They know what they're doing. Like you put anyone in a 1v1 in like RLCS, like a RLCS player, he'll hold his own. So I think that's the reason why all the best ones players can normally transfer it to threes and vice versa.
I like that take. I like that a lot. I have nothing to add. I think you're both in the money with that. Rocket League is that simple. It's not that deep. Not trying to throw you under the bus, but we do have to move on. Rise. We were so excited to see BDS in the.
What's going on, Rise? What's going on? You guys are trash. All right, one qualifier, can't even win a single 3v3 game. Is this the BDS that we want to see moving into this spring split?
Can I ask what's
definitely
next for
not,
Rise?
my friend. That is definitely not what we want to see. But you've always got to take the positives out of things. Okay.
Which are?
The positives are.
You're going NRG. Seriously?
No, the positives are it happened in Gamers 8. Okay.
True.
Gamers 8 is. I'd rather it happen now than in RLCS. Okay. Look at V1 in that preseason tournament they played. I don't want to say like I don't want to say like, oh yeah, we're better than V1. Blah blah blah. New teams have hiccups, bro. All right.
Exactly.
And maybe my next move is to the Shanghai Sharks. However, maybe I'll be saying ni hao tomorrow. But look. Me and Dylan Brooks might be linking up. However, look, I'm getting off topic. The positives are it happened now, and we can move. We can see what we need to work on. Obviously, not winning a threes game is pretty unacceptable. So we've got boot camp. We travel on Sunday. We've got then a week together before the regional. And honestly, bro, I've not been this motivated in ages. It actually feels like, I don't know about you, Nolly, but when you kind of like dip in form, you get that like motivation to prove yourself again.
That fire under your bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
you
in
probably
the exact
have that
same
similar right now.
situation right now. Yeah. Like I'm playing like 9-10 hours a day. Where like I used like the whole second split and leading up to like the past few days, I've been playing 5-6 hours, which like
60 hours past 2 is what you're like averaging before.
No, still like 80, but I peak when it's like 100 plus. So
yeah, I mean,
I got lazy.
You just get that kind of like, I got to prove myself again. This roster, we got to prove ourselves, and you kind of get that sort of like desire again. So
right. So
it's exciting.
To talk about the move in the first place, what was it about the BDS compared to Oxygen last split that had you thinking this is the team for me in the spring split?
I mean, I'm not gonna get into it loads.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually had a conversation about this with Nolly. I remember in a twos game at LAN while I was still
LAN? Yeah, I remember.
We were talking about it. But yeah, I mean, BDS hit me up and I'm like, well, this is the best player of all time. This is the best player from last season. Like, bro, why would I not? You know, they're cool guys. They never failed to make me chuckle a bit, and they want it very bad. They're big grinders. And that's what I like to see, bro. I want to see the desire that they have.
Did you not get that with Oxygen? Was that not the feeling with the winter split?
Look, bro, I don't want to trash on my ex teammates.
You
I can see you trying to like pull it out of me, but
yeah, brother, instigator.
You can say what you want.
I can see you trying to pull it out of me, but I don't want to shit talk my ex teammates. It just, the play style didn't work. The way we played, we didn't mesh well, and like that's not something that's my fault. That's not something that's their fault. Sometimes, like, I didn't get to try out with them. Basically, this is a result of the mess that was the old transfer window with all the V1 stuff, with all that type of stuff. So look, it wasn't to be. We didn't share ideologies, etc. So
what do you think their prospects are with EXO? Nolly, you can weigh in on this as well if you want to, or everyone can weigh in.
Yeah, I can. I like EXO a lot as a player.
I think EXO's a good player, and I think he suits them better than I suit them.
Yeah.
I think EXO plays similar to Archie, which will, like, I'm more of a player that wants to control the game. I want, like, to be able to, like, fill in gaps for my teammates when they're kind of, like, playing their game and doing their, like, solo plays, etc. And they seemed very, like, kind of, like, not boom ball, but kind of. Like, they just want to sort of force mistakes out of teams, not kind of, like, make their own chances type thing. And that's how I like to play. So it just kind of didn't really work. But EXO's a similar player. Like, I think they'll work pretty well.
You agree, Ollie? Sorry to
yeah, I mean, from what I know from like EXO, he seems like a player who doesn't need the ball constantly, and I think that's what Jorius and Archie need. They need like a person that can just let them work, you know, and then do his own thing when it comes to it. I mean, obviously, I've lost to 2 different iterations of Oxygen now, so hopefully.
What was it like playing against us?
It's a bit. It was weird and difficult because, like, for us, like, we weren't confident, and you guys were overconfident. So it's like I sort of knew that we weren't going to win. I thought we'd beat Complexity though, so it was just a bit of a. That game was just like a throwaway, you know. It was just like whatever.
I mean, yeah, it didn't matter. I remember saying to you the night before, "You ready for our scrim tomorrow, bro?" I remember seeing you on the road and saying that because, like, it literally just didn't matter. Everything was decided. Complexity had won the group. KCP were out of the group. We were just playing for seeding.
Which either way, it didn't matter. Like we played.
Yeah, I think losing actually was like a better run.
Who did I play after losing to you guys?
Falcons.
You played Falcons, and then you would have played G2.
Nope.
Falcons phase.
Phase. Oh yeah. Ours would have been, if we'd beaten Vitality, I think we would have played KC straight away.
I played Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid then KC.
That's
Your
like
run would have been Phase G2. So you would have had the NA bracket, we had the EU bracket.
Yeah.
That's such a shame.
Rise, I was going to ask with this team that you are currently on with BDS, is there an extra like level of, I guess, motivation that you get from, joining a team where they're kind of like down in the dumps, but obviously, the current previous world champions, if you could bring them up, if you could revive this team to a, major contender, to a world championship contending sort of like, bring them back to like somewhat level of one of the best teams in the world, would that motivate you a little bit extra? Sorry, I'm saying extra a lot. I actually didn't mean to say it. Sorry, Chad.
I mean, that's not really something like I haven't like. I don't know. It's not really something that I thought about that much. My like, the way I think of it is we're not too far off Worlds like wildcard as it is. I think EU will have 7 spots. We kind of got fucked with 4 EU teams being on the same side of the bracket. I think if that was spread out, EU would have 7 spots right now, and I think that after the next major, EU will probably have 7 spots. But like this
is ridiculous, by the way. Not that you're saying that, but that no one in chat is saying copium, because I said that last episode, and everyone in chat said copium, and you say it, and everybody's like, yeah, you got a point.
I mean, even if EU
really
gets 6 spots, we're like 20 points behind 6th, which is it's G1 and German Amigos ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the way I see it, a major qualification is basically like up there.
Making
like,
LAN is pretty much your.
It's kind of wild card, because if we're making LAN, we should be doing well there as well.
This split's also more points, so yeah, definitely.
This split is more points as well, yeah. And it's compared to last season where it was 350, 400, 450, or 451, 351, blah blah blah. It's the same. Like it's more like shifted towards winners get more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think first place gets a bigger percentage, and everything else is similar. Yeah.
So like, I saw the roster and playing with the roster. Like, when we click, I have no doubt in my mind that we can do that. It's just about on the day if we do it.
Do you think that sorry. I was just going to say, do you think that your teammates, like now you've been playing with them, obviously, the form that they were in last year, Monkey Moon and Seiko, do you think that you're still seeing them, like they're still at that level, they just fell off as a team, or do you think that they were like dropped off a little bit individually, or you're starting to see them improve? Like, where do you see your teammates at right now as well?
I mean, they definitely did. Like, over this season has just been like a downhill for them, I think. I think winning Worlds is probably one of the, as ironic as it sounds, one of the biggest speed bumps a team can go through. Because then what is there? You win Worlds and then what? If you know what I mean. So.
I mean, I'm sure you can relate to it too, right? Like after winning London Major.
Yeah, I mean, after Major, Vatira went on holiday for like 2 weeks or something, or 10 days. Like it was kind of just like, all right, cool, we won.
It's pretty bad because like after winning the Rotterdam Major, like playing in regionals, I just couldn't get as like excited as I would before.
Yeah.
And I think it happens to most people who win at the top level, where like they get like a little bit of they get a bit stale.
Like complacent in a way.
Yeah, complacency,
exactly. And lack of like that desire, and like the team was just like, I don't know, stale. I think when it was still with Extra, not just down to Extra, I think it was just a thing of the whole team. They were like just stale. Like there was no desire because they've won everything now.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're in the dumps, and we need to actually perform to qualify for stuff, that motivation's back. And whether people like doubt it or not, and call me brain dead for leaving a team that is going to qualify for Worlds for a team that needs to actually perform to make Worlds. My thing, the way I see it, is I don't want to go to Worlds. I want to win Worlds. Like, my goal is not to be at Worlds and just compete and just be there. My goal is to actually win the World Championship. So if I think that my current team is a better suit to do that with me, then call me brain dead all you want, you know?
Yeah, we'll transfer into the NA regionals soon here, but that's actually just a super good point too about, you know, talking about like the complacency and the motivation a lot of times, because one, you know, it's talking about winning and like not having that you don't want to even call it that desire, because like obviously the team still want to win, but it's like it's just much harder to get excited at the same time, like Nolly mentioned as well. And so like I think the biggest thing is like when you do make a roster change, like obviously, you know, they won Worlds, BDS won Worlds, but they make the roster change and now it's like, okay, we have to prove that this is the right decision. And
exactly.
It's instantly another like motivating factor. Like roster changes are a huge motivator for a lot of teams.
Yeah, and that's why you see, like, I think underdogs making these Gamers 8 runs is because this is their like cup final. This is the biggest tournament they can make. Like, I don't think Koi has much of a chance, like mathematically, of making Worlds. Like in Europe, they don't have any chance. I don't think, even if they win everything, they can make Worlds. So this is like it for them. And so they're gonna be just like, this is crazy. Like, this is the biggest tournament ever. So it gives them that like extra motivation that like Sir beat us, and it's a wake up call for us, which is why I said I'm happy it happened now. G1 lost to them. I'm sure they'll be like, no Gamers 8, but we got to get back. Like, we got to get this get back for regional.
One last question before we go to any regional predictions / preview. Are you at all concerned about a potential extra draft tweet that might be waiting for any possible failure that the current BDS roster has? Little Mike Wazowski. He's got a couple options to choose from. You guys talked about that in the BDS camp?
I mean, okay. Extra's, I'll say this. Extra's like the nicest guy ever. And he's also going to be at our boot camp. So if Thro's out there tweeting, bro,
he tweets it right next to you. You just see him.
He's getting a left, right, good night, bro. He's getting a left, right, good night.
No, listen.
If we're in timeout and I see him like, I see like a green thing on his stream and I look over and he changes the tabs, bro. This guy's getting a right hold, bro. No chance.
You see him clicking, dragging the image into the tweet box, and you're like, whoa, what is that? And you're like, no.
He's got a kickoff goal, game 5. He's just
let it rise, let it happen. Just let it happen.
I might tweet it on his account if we lose.
Yeah, do it. Like, make it happen, because at least someone's getting some impressions and winning. You know, like
that's good.
Hopefully it doesn't have to happen for your guys' sake, but I think Extra, you could either do the happy one if you win, maybe sad one if you like the confused one. I don't even know how to describe that expression. Yeah.
I'll be very disappointed if Extra does it. I gave that man a home in Rotterdam. He was homeless in Rotterdam without me. He stayed with me in my hotel. He would have been homeless without me. So he better not tweet anything. That would be very rude, Extra. But I don't think he'd do it. I think he's too nice.
Do it, Extra. Don't listen to Rise. Do it.
I honestly think
it would be funny.
To make the transition,
even if you guys win a regional, like just have the boot camp photo, and then he's just like sort of you just see him in the background, just with like a hand. I'm like, whoop,
yeah,
we did it.
You should just sneak around the back of the interviews with like a cardboard cutout on the end of a pole, like of Mike Wazowski tweet, like holding it behind the camera every time that it's not. Or actually, it would have to be winners interviews. So that would be fine. Nolly, you were trying to. Are you asking about NA?
No, I was going to say, to make the transition into NA, I was going to say that a player like Extra would fit in NA. I think that's another person. I think that's another person who should have came over. I wanted Rise to come over, even though it's tougher competition. I want to see more EU players take over NA.
Sorry.
So
Sorry, what was that? What was that
Sorry,
about the competition?
Just a random outburst there. It's not really related to anything.
Tougher competition. That statement.
Wait, what about it?
Would you agree, Johnny? Is that what you were?
No, definitely don't think NA is tougher competition. No, and I'm not baiting. I don't think it's tougher competition. No.
No, I was saying with Rise coming over, it'd be tougher competition. Like I want to see.
Yeah.
That's what. Like I want to see more EU players make the transition over.
Oh, I see. For you, okay. I thought you were just saying even though for Rise it'd be tougher competition.
No. Oh no.
I see.
No.
That's what you meant as well.
I think NA has the better individual players, but they don't have the better teams. Like teams in NA, like they don't know how to play with each other. They're a bit stupid. So
that's what I taught them.
No, I think even the smarter players of NA would agree with me.
The trickle down
meta. Are those? What, like Chicago?
Garrett, yeah, like those like they know that it's like NA is literally just like air dribble, doesn't work out, go back, air dribble. If it doesn't work out, go back. You know, I mean they're sort of switching it up now. They're transitioning more into team-based teams. But it's taken way too long. So,
all right. Well, I mean, talking about NA, great transition there, Nolly. We got a regional coming up. Actually, oh my God, it's tomorrow. It just clicked in my head. We have a regional coming up tomorrow. Main event starting, and 16 teams, double elimination bracket. I guess maybe we do. Talk about predictions a little bit. We could do a little quick prediction thing.
I'll sit out for the NA prediction.
No. You're stepping in. You don't have to predict yourself, but you can predict everyone else.
We don't want to predict the full bracket because it's going to take a lot of time. But there was a little bit of a third party tournament called the Draw. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. Hosted by your boy.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's okay.
What's the Draw? That sounds awesome.
Hosted by yours truly, Rizzo and James. But I just want to say,
that's why I don't watch it.
Who won that event?
Okay. Anyway, hey, thank you for asking. Actually, Noli, but Gen G ended up winning that event, and Gen G went through the absolute gauntlet. They ended up playing Team Axel, FaZe, Complexity, and Furia to win the entire thing, and they swept FaZe in the quarterfinals. So I think. Oh wait, is CJ sleeping, bro? Are you serious? But Gen G looked amazing in that, and FaZe ended up getting swept as well. But I'm just wondering if there's it was 2 weeks ago, so I'm wondering if like the results will stick. You know, if it's gonna be something similar. Maybe Nolly could chime in there. Like, how are you guys feeling?
I said it earlier. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. That was off stream though. You said that before the stream started. Yeah. But Nolly's feeling phenomenal. That's good.
Yeah, we've worked everything out. Like we never had any like clear issues, or like not clear issues. Like never had anything like that was too damaging. But it was just small hiccups. You know, just because we had such high highs that it was like whenever we got a top 4 or a top 8, it was like end of the world. Scary. Yeah, and then we realized it really isn't.
Yeah.
And we've worked things out to be even better.
Did you guys have any sort of mentality change? Like, because I know a lot of times people they don't take a tournament like that, like the Draw, as serious because obviously it's not RLCS. But do you guys try to go into something like that, or even your scrims, as in like, hey, this is an RLCS match. Let's try to like be as hype as we would be.
So like, I don't want to give copium, right? Like from the get-go, we've always been a team where like if it's not the end of the world, like we're a bit too relaxed, you know. Mm-hmm. Like whenever it was Swiss and groups, when we had cushions to lose, like we'd always be chilling, you know. So like we'd lose a few games and people would be like, oh, it's the end of Gen G, and then we'd step up in playoffs. But like coming into it, like when we got invited to the Draw and the Steel Series one, we were like, oh well, we're not taking too seriously, you know, but we should do decent. And then we went out straight away in that Steel Series tournament, and we felt quite embarrassed. So we were like, "Fuck this! We'll, try harder in the Draw." And honestly, we won. So yeah, it's honestly after winning things, it's kind of tough to be like keep yourself grounded again.
Yeah,
being able to focus on winning tournaments, or like winning early in tournaments. But it's that's something we've worked on and fixed too.
In when we won our first regional, I'm pretty sure it was the regional because we didn't win back to back. We had a regional where we won, then the first regional, then I think we came second, and we lost to BDS, and then in the third regional, this was groups. We'd lost 1 or 2 series in groups, and we played Vitality to like make it through the group. If we won, we made it through. If we lost, we were out of the tournament, and we reverse swept them, and then like won the whole tournament from that point. And that was a case of like, okay, first and second, like when you get to those results, you kind of just like think automatically like, oh, okay, we'll get through the group easy.
Exactly.
And you don't take into consideration like how much these teams want to beat you, because you're the team to beat, and you see these teams as like teams you should be beating every time. You should just turn up and beat them, and they see you as like them. So then you're like taken by surprise. Yeah, you're like a final.
Yeah, they're fighting for their life while you're just relaxed,
chilling. Yeah. And Desire normally wins you series.
It's such a bad way to be.
Yeah, but it's so natural. Like it's so natural in your head.
And you can even like feel that way as well, but you can't like, even if you can acknowledge that you're not giving it your all, it's so much harder to like give it your all then. Like you have
so
to
much
actually
easier to look in.
Yeah, you have to have that motivation to begin with.
Yeah.
But then also you're like, surely we can't lose to these guys, and then you sort of put pressure on yourself.
Nah, it's not really that. I don't think it's surely we can't lose to these guys, because everyone's at the top. Like you can lose to anybody. It's just like you don't have that drive to.
So could you lose to Furia this weekend, Nolly?
Yeah, 100% we could.
You don't like predictions, but what are your thoughts going into that match? They won the first mid-season between split tournament. They came second to you guys in the other one. They're looking pretty good, but then lost 3-0 to Optic in the qualifier. Like, where do you have them?
Before Nolly answers, can I just say what I think about seeing those results that you just said?
Which results? Like the Furia first place in Steel Series, second place in the draw, and they went 3-1.
Looked insane in those tournaments, and then I watched them in the quals, and they looked really shaky. They looked really shaky.
They had to reverse sweep someone. Who was it again? And then they
it was it was
Hey Bro.
Yeah, Hey Bro.
So they had to reverse sweep Aris, Creams, and Hockey. Hey Bro, and they lost 3-0 to Optics. So they did make it in, but yeah.
But they look really ropey. Yeah. So I don't know. Furia, like, to me, looking from the outside in, never played them. They look like a team where it looks like Yan and Lost want to do the same thing.
Yep.
That's exactly how it looks to me.
No, it literally is that. And honestly, like, what's his name? Card has improved massively recently too.
Yeah, he scored some bangers in those mid-season tournaments.
Yeah, he's playing really well. But what it seems is like, I don't know why, but like whenever they're not feeling, or like whenever the pressure's on, they're not as confident, so they don't play how they normally would play.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I mean, this is the worst person to ask, because Nolly's playing Furia tomorrow, so you probably don't want to tell them anything, but what do you do when you're lacking confidence and you need to have that step up performance?
You fake it.
Yeah.
You
literally just fake it.
Literally like start aping, chase, pre-jump, do stupid stuff, and then eventually you'll start feeling
let a couple goals in, give a couple free wins, just stuff like that.
This could be genius by Nolly. He's like, I just need to convince them that they have to like go ball chase, and we're gonna see it coming.
You see Yan off the ceiling and Nolly just like dribbling on the floor.
If we see Genji like low 50ing everything against Furia, we'll be like, he knew what he was doing.
Nah. This is pure innocence. This is me just being a nice competitor and telling them what they need to fix on.
Yeah, you did that with FaZe actually, and then they actually did beat you. Do you regret that tweet where you're like, actually, they just need to be like, I can't remember what you said, but you tweeted something about how they could beat you.
I mean, once I retire, I'm gonna make the GOAT coach. So
GOAT coach.
I'm letting people know early,
I mean, it's a good thing as well to bring up the teams around you, even though it's dumb in terms of like competition sense.
They'll elevate our level as well.
Yeah, exactly. You'll make yourself better by making everyone around you better. It's natural.
Personally? Oh, sorry, CJ.
I was gonna. If you're staying on it, I was gonna ask who's our who's our roughie, who's our wild card selection for this regional. But We can do that
look
after.
At the teams who's in it if you want.
Maybe we should try and build a little who's the top 6, I guess that's really the goal, isn't it, for these regionals, is to get top 6. I mean, obviously, Nolly, you're going to be shooting for the win,
of course.
as you always say, but like if you're trying to qualify for majors, 3 top 6s usually does it, unless every other team who's making top 6s are trading who's coming second, third, fourth.
No,
it will make it.
We want to win. Like, we won't even like a second place, and we'll still be pretty unhappy right now. Like, we want to win everything.
Yeah.
But for a wild card team, like they haven't performed at all yet, even though they should. But Shopify, 2-piece, is the greatest player of all time.
You're just saying that because you're in their facility for so long.
No, I'm not sure. I screamed.
So you think they're going to beat V1?
I hope so. I mean, I like the Shopify team, right? But every time I scrim them, it might just be against us. They're the perfect team. Like
are they winning the scrim?
Yes.
There's those teams though. I'll be real. There's those teams that just dog you in scrims.
Genuinely, like 2-piece psychos every ball, scores. Memory reads the play every time, and Path is just the greatest. Like he's like a better me when in scrims.
Do you think they're gonna replicate it though?
Nope. I really hope they do though. Like they like it's the 3rd split. I feel like they should be able to by now. But who knows?
I mean, I think I've been told, and I've said the same thing about 2-piece for a while, that this guy is like crazy good. I remember I played 6-mans with him when he was like 14, and this guy was nuts then. Like that was a long time, like quite a while ago.
It is crazy.
He's just really good. And I think he gets forgotten a lot of the times. Like I see a lot of NA people talk about like Aqua and
Magic
these
Bear.
people.
I think the Aqua Train's left. I think the Aqua Train's left by now. The Magic Bear thing was never great.
It's not, bro. I've seen so many people say like I haven't seen people say he's like insane, but I've seen people be like he could be insane. But it's like, yeah, no
Could
shit.
Be. Yeah.
But like I think 2-piece is hella like underrated. I think he could be still so good.
I mean, he's like, I'm sure it's fine for me saying this, but like he's been offered by a bunch of top teams to join.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
And he says no. He says no. Like he's happy to play with his team as it is.
If you're thinking about the one I'm thinking about, it kind of makes sense why he did say
the Future Rise team or no?
Yeah.
Oh.
No shot. You guys just said that.
What?
This is gonna start some super speculation right now.
To be fair, I think Rias has a lot of options on the table right now. He's already looking over every contract for next season.
The flow chart is like branching out for Rias. He's at
the Shanghai Sharks.
Literally, ni hao.
The fork in the road is not. It doesn't only have 2 prongs. Rise is like really taking fork in the road quite literally. This is going to be interesting. But okay, so you think Shopify, Nolly, paid actor, thinks Shopify are going to? Maybe they are actually. I'm surprised they haven't performed better. I don't think they're a top 5. You guys keep saying top 5, or you did say at the start of the season.
I thought
that was a bit much, but I think they've underperformed.
Oh no, for sure. They definitely have. I mean, it wasn't crazy for me to say that because they were like a top, like they were beating everybody in scrims back then. But also M80 have like they actually have like the what? Yeah, Kinsey, Lionboy, Bessie.
Do you think they could beat FaZe?
They have. They beat them last split.
Well, again,
they play them round 2.
They could beat them again. Yeah.
What do you think of Space Station? New Space Station.
It's weird because like it's all 3 players who I'd consider like on the same level if they all play well, but they're never consistently good. Always one person's just like playing bad. So.
No, I swear you said in first touch Space Station are going to make the major. I swear you said that.
I said I hope they would.
So did Roll.
You hope, or you think they will?
The 2 roommates of Arsenal both said that you would make the major. The others didn't. So you need to sell us on this because I'm not a believer in Space Station yet. What I've seen from them as individuals and as a team is not convincing me they're a top 5 team. Why is it happening, Nolly? What am I missing?
I don't know, but I don't know why, but my room just got so dark. Like I swear it was bright before, but
it was, yeah.
Like, oh, go on.
Sorry, go on. I don't know. You go.
Oh no, like Space Station, like in scrims, they're pretty good. Like they connect well together. But it's like every goal is a team play goal. Like they've never scored an individual goal. So like that's why I feel like individually they're not like doing everything. That's why they need to click to win.
Okay.
I see that.
That's why I say they hope. Well, I hope that they click to win.
That's kind of surprising to me because I thought that Daniel leaving would, in a way, like
make it
free
better.
LJ.
Free LJ.
Like free LJ out of like the shackles. Because when like AJ was on phase with First Killer, it was the same thing. Like this guy was like shackled to be in First Killer's like
shadow.
Not his bitch, but like kind of like just play for him. And then AJ's gone to Optic, and now this guy's like suddenly popping off. And I felt like LJ was kind of the same thing. Like this guy on Oxygen was insane. And then like he's kind of been like freed of the shackles of Daniel. He doesn't have to play for Daniel anymore, so this guy's gonna go back to just carrying and just being insane. So I'm surprised that they don't score like many like pop off goals.
I think it's because he's still trying to play like a team. Where like LJ just needs to be overly confident and just be like, honestly, he needs to be a dickhead. Just like he's way
brain dead chimp.
He's still a bit timid, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Chrome, playing against you, I disagree.
Chrome says LJ was never really shackled to play for Dan, from former SSG coach Chrome in chat, for anyone who can't read the low res.
I don't know if it's like, it's not an actual directive. Like, Chrome's not saying, hey, let's leave Dan alone. But like if you're on a team with Daniel and he's like, Dan's the man, you sort of... You're not shackled, but...
Do you think it's sort of like if you've got Daniel in your team, you're probably just going to try and like get the ball to him more often, but when you don't, you're like, all right, give me the ball, right? I'm the most mechanical. So it might not, it's not a strat, it's not like, it's just like he's playing the percentages. Like a lot of time if you're playing with someone like Daniel, probably the high percentage play is to give him the ball. But if you don't have Daniel in your team, high percentage play is probably a solo play if you're LJ, because you've got the most mechanics on the team now, so... He's the guy that's just going to go. Like, Vati does it for KC. They're like, okay, let's just, keep playing our system until Vati's got the ball. He's going to solo play, take 2 out of the game, and then, now we're in an advantage position. I think maybe LJ could try to be that guy. It's not at that level, but they're not trying to be, well, maybe they are, but I don't think they're trying to be major winning teams yet. They're probably just trying to make a major. So they're in the mix, probably, on paper. But it's a tough mix to be in. At this point, I ignore everything pros tell me going into a LAN because it usually misleads me and makes me predict less accurately. So I personally ignore everything pros tell
major.
Everything. So take that for what you want. I do that.
What about me at 4 major?
I'm just saying that you hear about how the teams are tracking going into events, how they're going, the internal stuff, and then you make the grand final.
Bro, I cancelled our boot camp when it was booked because I think Astral rage quit a scrim 30 minutes early. So I was like, bro, we're not going. I'm not spending a week at boot camp. I'll have dark thoughts. Like, there's no way.
I'm not gonna lie, he did that to me at Worlds too before we played Falcons.
I was like, no chance. Like, I'm not going. Cancel it all. End the stream. I'm not going. So we cancelled the boot camp. The vibes were shocking. Like, it was terrible. We turned up to the LAN, but there was a series Astral was playing with his hood up, bro, and this guy, like, was just depressed as fuck against Secret, I think it was. This guy had his tech fleece on with the hood up. Like, it was terrible vibes. Like, me and Joe were both, like, mentally checked out because we were just, like, really, like, depressed playing the game. I spoke to my mum about it before the event. We were, like, just all depressed. Like, and it's not just Astral's fault, obviously, but, like, we were just, like, checked out. And what I told you was true, bro. And we had the most Mickey run of all time, which is why I said it's the biggest.
Bro, if I didn't talk to any pros, because I remember I talked to a lot of teams who were saying backstage at the fall major, bro, it's shocked. Our teams were horrendous. We're gonna lose, and they meant it. They're not just like trying to downplay themselves. They meant it. So many teams who went well at the major were completely in the bin. Absolutely in the bin. And I can promise you, chat, if you didn't know anything about behind the scenes, you'd probably have more accurate predictions. Because actually knowing about who's in the bin mentally and who's peaking and feeling phenomenal misled you massively at the fall. So yeah, my fall predictions actually being there, talking to pros, talking to teams behind the scenes were significantly worse than Winter Major when I wasn't there and I couldn't talk to anyone and be misled. by who's actually just feeling good on the day. It's bizarre. It shouldn't work that way. I don't know why it works that way in Rocket League, but it seems that that's just the case. It's was it like that at the Winter Major? CJ, you were probably talking to teams. Did that
No, it was
happen
pretty
again?
Winter Major was pretty normal.
Okay.
Pretty. My predictions weren't a lot better than Fall as well. Fall was interesting, as you said. There
Fall
were
was a
teams just in the
disaster.
bin, and then they just win. So, yeah.
Someone just asked me, what are Appjack's bad takes, and the community needs to know about this.
Which one are you gonna say?
When me and Joyo were picking up Vatira, okay, when we were getting Vatira, Jack said to Joyo, "This Vatira kid is dog shit. I've played him in rank 2s and he is terrible. Do not get this guy under any circumstances." Bro, apparently Jack has the worst takes of all time. All time, bro. Ever. This guy does not know ball at all.
I don't know. I have to.
Yeah, and then he tried to get all of us to join Dig, including Vatira. He tried to get me, Joyo, and Vatira to join him, bro, on Dig with Joyers. We all got offered the spot.
But didn't I hit all three of you up as well? Or no?
What for Guild?
For Guild, yeah.
I think you hit up Vatira, but that was after split 1. I don't think that was.
Oh no, that wasn't after. Yeah, that was split 1.
Oh my god, bro! Vatira was like considering it, right? He was like on the fence because his whole friend group was like, "Bro, you need to team with Devo. This guy's gonna teach you about the game." And we were like, "Bro, are you dizzy?"
Not me.
No, they were talking about Devo. They were like, "This guy, you need a veteran to teach you the game," and we were like, "You're stupid. Like, ignore these guys, please."
No, it does happen. It happens a lot.
Outrageous.
Like, I feel like a lot of what pros tell me is I have to try and separate what their own personal bias is, because there's a lot of rivalries and a lot of pros who just want some other player to not go well because of some, ranked trash talk that I don't know about. So they'll say, yeah, I think they're going to do really badly. And I'm like, okay. Why? And then when there's not any much substance to it, I'm like, I think that's just hopium. That they're not going to go well. But it's interesting. It's very interesting.
You're saying that the fact that Jack found Chronic was pure luck based on his other opinions?
I mean, you guys were considering Turbo Pulsar.
Hold on now. I
remember sitting in Bali. We were at the hotel on the beach, and Jack was going, "Bro, should we get Turbo or Chronic?" And we were like, "Bro, get Chronic, please."
Oh no, okay. Timeline doesn't add up for that one. Turbo was like early on into the NA movement process. Like by the time we were considering Chronic as well, Turbo wasn't like a consideration anymore.
Really? Who was it then?
Yeah,
it was someone else.
Nah, Drees was one of them. I got up a list. Let me see.
Oh my god, it got it in the notes.
Turbo was definitely mentioned.
Jack
Turbo definitely
was
mentioned Turbo
earlier. Yeah, for
and he definitely mentioned Chronic as well. And we were all looking at each other like, "Bro, this list of players is like shocking. You're no way you're going to NA with Nolly, and there's Turbo's your option." There was someone else who's like, no disrespect to Turbo, but he's retired now, and there's a reason for that. But who was the?
You can't just say no offense and just.
No offense, but
he's retired, bro. I mean, he's teaming with you, bro. He's teaming with you. He's clearly done out.
Turbo's cheeks are an icon of NA. Okay.
He is. I've watched your series, bro.
Yeah, that
also,
was
Rizzo, I need to talk to you. About that. I Steam to the chat. I Steam messaged Rizzo when he was when in the series he lost, and I said, "Stop being a bitch. You need to be assertive." Because every single time, and then you started doing it. I don't know if you saw the message.
I didn't see your message. No.
But you actually started like going for the ball and going for bumps. But bro, every time you jump and someone would call you off, you'd instantly just leave it instead of going, "Nah, I got it, bro."
That's because I'm like a ball chaser, but I'm shit. You know, it's different when you can actually hit the ball where you want to.
But it doesn't matter, bro. Once you're up, bro. That's it. Case closed.
No.
Unless you get called to fake.
Yeah, actually, no. Sometimes Riz, I see a clip where Riz is like, "I'm up, watch me work," and then Alpha Kep's like, "Fake it." Just goes for the ball anyway. So,
and then he slams into the ceiling, and we're both like, "Oh god, go back."
Yeah, maybe it's not entirely his fault that he's holding back the comms, the assertive comms.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. He needs somebody to let him cook. Speaking of other famous qualifier teams, Jesse's going to be attempting to qualify tomorrow to EU RLCS with who is he playing with again? Panda and Panda Fruity.
No, Fruity and Tay.
Oh, is it Fruity and Taylan?
Taylan.
Yeah, Taylan.
I'm playing a bunch of.
I've seen a couple of their scrims.
He made it. He
They've
made
been winning.
Itachi rage quit. Like Jesse and Talon beat Jorius and Itachi. Itachi left the game with a minute left, and Jorius is like question mark in the chat, trying to make the comeback. Itachi just like I've had enough of Rocket League for the day. I'm losing to Jesse. I'm out. So he's already beaten major champions. Like that's a qualifier to pay attention to. In fact, I'm gonna check the time that starts. 'Cause I know people are gonna want to know, but
it's like 2 or 3, I think. No, it'll be later because it's Friday.
I've got the list.
All right.
You've got the list of players.
I'm ready
Yeah,
for your
the
list.
list of players.
Read it out.
So if we went to NA, we would have asked Mist, Turbo, Shad, LJ, Aqua, Drees, Chronic, Evo, Percy, Magic Bear. And then EU would have been Astral, Cassio, Sizen, Exotic, Itachi, Lewis P, Alpha, Noah.
So you tried to take Itachi and basically just wait. So you wanted Itachi and Astral? You would have got one of them.
One or the other. Yeah, like I was with Jack no matter what. Like they were just all players who.
I think the 3 Jack was telling us was Magic Bear, Chronic, and Turbo. I think those were the 3 in Bali that he was talking about.
Should have got Magic Bear.
That was like an early timeline, right?
Yeah,
that was
very early on.
Not really. That was end of August, start of September. So yeah, a couple of weeks after Worlds.
Yeah, well, to be fair, also, because a lot of people are saying like that's a long list and stuff, but you know, when you make a list like that of players you want to grab, it's not like we're getting them no matter what, because then you also have to go approach them about buyouts and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and there was the Jack buyout situation, which was
the incident.
Ropes.
Yeah, honestly, I would never have joined Dig. I will never join Dig. I'll say that now. So
Bakery's watching, bro. Shout out Bakery, bro. He got us a boot camp in LA. Thank you, man.
So if Jack got stuck there, I wouldn't have teamed with Jack. So it would have been me, Chronic, and probably Drees on Gen G.
Yeah. I remember we got asked to join Gen G when it was Queso.
Queso, yeah, they told us about that.
They wanted to sign us, but we were too young, and they were like, "We'll only sign you if you come to NA," pretty much. And we were too young, so we couldn't go.
Right, I've got a final question to round out the earlier NA discussion. The Nollies thinking Space Station is going to round out the major teams. Did you say who your major team is for NA? We all think FaZe.
I'm going to go FaZe, Gen G. I'm going to go, let me look at the teams, one sec. FaZe, Gen G, G2, V1, and should I go for a dark horse or should I go simple with complexity?
Up to you, mate.
What do I do? Fuck. I'm going complexity. Just simple. Simple one.
Simple as.
It's a classic.
Simple one. Upsets don't happen in NA.
That's actually my 5 as well. Because Furia, after so many like nervous performances, I can't back them. I'd love to, but I can't. They've got the ability, they've got the talent, but the nerves are just too shaky. I need to see a confident performance before I can back them to make a major. My dark horse is Koi. I was gonna say Koi. Koi looked really good in 3s in Gamers Day. I know some people think Gamers about borders don't matter, but they look really good in 1s.
I don't think Koi looked good in 1s though. I can't quite put my finger on it.
I don't think M80 should be counted out as well. Like
NA has a couple of dark
horses.
Yeah. Space Station are running around there. Optic, I think they are being like gassed up a little bit too much by people, but I think they are around there as well. I think M80 are around there, Koi are around there, Furia can be around there. Like,
if you had to pick
there's a few
one
teams
dark
that are like
horse,
borderline.
Who's your one dark horse? You've got your top 5. Who's your one dark horse?
I'd have to go M80 or Koi, just because M80 of like they've been there. They were in and around last split as well.
They were
so
just outside.
No Furia, no Dig, in a dark horse.
Dig, no. I would say no Dig. But Furia potentially, yeah.
I mean, Furia, they might just have to be auto dark horse because there's such a range on them. So maybe Furia's is the auto dark horse.
They have such a low floor and such a high ceiling. They have such a big gap.
It's like NRG, you know.
Yeah, no NRG for dark horse pick. Rise your future home.
I'm gonna have to say no on that one.
Okay.
I don't think. I said it last split. I think like.
Yeah, no, you've been off.
They need a change.
You've been off for a while.
They're just declining. Come on, wake up, boys. You can still be good players, bro.
Wake up. All right.
They need to wake up.
Well, think I'm about to go to bed, so I think that's going to wrap up Chalkcast episode number 37. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much to everybody who watched. If you guys miss any part of it, we will be tweeting out some links probably tomorrow, probably not later tonight, but probably tomorrow, with Apple links, Apple Podcast links, Spotify links, and YouTube links as well. Shout out to CJ and Johnny for co-hosting with me, and thank you so much to Nolly and Rise for joining us tonight. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having us.
Peace,
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.